Hey guys, it's me, it's Queen Auset-heru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, pass it on to anyone, everyone, everywhere, all over, and drop us a positive comment in the comment section. And please stay to the end of the video because I'm going to read and respond to 2 positive comments from previous videos. If you would like to get a reading done, please email me, and all of my information for social media, PayPal, Patreon, all of that is underneath this video. Okay? So today we're going to talk about crystals. Again, I love crystals. Somebody said to me that they noticed that most of my crystals are really big. I really like big. Big crystals. I like the kind you can palm in your hand, like my apophyllite here. I like big ones, This one is massive. I like them big, I'm a size queen. What can I say? I like things that are big. So somebody said to me that they had some little teeny crystals, some little ones. And they were like, are these still beneficial? Definitely. And they wanted to know what they could do with their little crystals. Now, the thing about little crystals is that they are easy to lose. That's the biggest reason why I don't use little crystals, because the chances that I'm going to lose something that's this big, or as big as the other ones I showed you before, or big as this, the chances of me losing these are really not that high unless I drop it or something like that. And the chances that I'm not going to hear it fall is not really that high. But if I got little teeny crystals like the ones I'm getting ready to show you, they're so easy to lose. So that's why I don't have a tendency to use smaller crystals. But there are some good uses for them that I do have, and I'm going to show you. The first one is crystal grids. Now, you might not know what a crystal grid is, but I'm going to tell you. Some of us who are into spirituality, who are into things like that, will put maybe a crystal grid on our altar or our sacred space. A crystal grid is basically you take a geometric shape, a flat geometric shape. So it could be like, let's say, for example, it's a flower of life. Or you might use any kind of like star or circle or square kind of formation. Depends on what you're trying to do and what you're looking to manifest. And then for the crystal grid, you would take crystals that all go along with your goal. So if you're trying to draw more money into your home, you might make a crystal grid on top of whatever. They have these crystal grids, they sell them, the actual geometric shape, so you don't have to like figure out how to make the shape. They sell them at the store, and you just put the crystals on top of the right area, and it makes basically like a design, a picture. They call it a crystal grid. And if you use crystals that coincide with each other, like let's say I want to manifest money, and I use pyrite on my grid, and I use green aventurine on my grid, and I use citrine on my grid. These are all crystals that are said to draw in money. So if you use all of them together on a grid and you do like, a candle or a prayer for prosperity, a lot of people believe it brings towards you into your home the energy of prosperity. Very simple. You can do it for money, you can do it for protection, you can do it for love. There's a whole bunch of different things, but you just get crystals that all match in vibration, and that's it. So that's the first one. You can use them little crystals. The little ones are perfect for crystal grids. You can put them in your pocket if you want to. Sometimes people will take a little one and they'll have it in their pocket just as good luck, or to draw a certain energy towards them. One of my clients has a little one that I actually gave him, and it's a crystal to draw love into your life. So whenever he is looking to work on his love life, he puts his crystal in his pocket. So you can very much carry them in your pocket. You just got to be careful not to wash them in the washing machine, because that's what happens to a lot of people. Cages. Let me show you a cage. Now, the cage, I bought this from my peoples over at the Temple of Abundance. This is a cage. So what you do is you buy one of these. Now this can go on a necklace like this. I can wear it like that on my necklace. Or I could actually put the chain back on it that came with it and use it as a pendulum. But this cage, you put the crystals in and you wear it like that. So as you can see, I'm going to try to take these out with one hand and show you. You open out the cage, you squeeze it out just a bit, and the little crystals will come out. I don't want them to fall. All right, because if they fall, I'm gonna have a hard time getting them from underneath this couch. Well, I can't get it out, but I'm gonna show it to you. There's 2 little crystals in there. And if I wanted to pull this and not break my nail, I can take them in and out. It's really not that hard. It's just me being extra. You just pull it, pop it out, pop it back in. That's it. And they call it a crystal cage. These crystal cages are from $2 to $5. So they're very affordable, and they come in silver, they come in gold. So a lot of people with little crystals buy a couple of these so that they can wear their crystals like that. The crystal cage. Some people also make jewelry out of little crystals. So like you'll see my bracelets. That is rhodochrosite crystals. So they have them in circles and they have them in little chips. And you can use them to make jewelry. So some people will take the little ones and they'll make jewelry out of them. So that's another prompt. That's another good one. Some people just hold them in their hand when they're meditating or praying. You know, they just, the same way you would a big one, they would just hold it in their hand and rub it around in their hand. But like I said, it's so easy to drop them. That's why I don't usually do that. But a lot of people do. They just hold them and rub them while they meditate or while they pray. Women, when I first started with crystals and I didn't have any crystal pendants or any jewelry, I would put them in my bra. Because crystals like rose quartz or clear quartz are pretty safe to go into your bra, because if you sweat on them, they're not going to get messed up. It's not going to like leave any marks on you or nothing like that. So you can wear them in your bra, certain ones. You have to make sure it's not a crystal that can be damaged by dampness, or for instance, malachite and bumblebee jasper. They're said sometimes they can be actually poisonous. So you want to make sure that the crystal is one that can be safely worn next to the skin. So as a woman, if you want to, you can pop one in your bra. Now, again, in my case, I used to always drop them and lose them. And they end up in the washing machine. They end up in the dryer. They be on the floor. They be everywhere. So that's why I started to get into the larger crystals. You can make things out of them too. Remember I showed you the jewelry. You can also make these. This is called Organite or Organite, depending upon where you look. If you go on Etsy or if you go on Amazon and you type in Orgon, O-R-G-O-N, or Organite, O-R-G-O-N-I-T-E. That's what these are called. And these are made with crystals. This is selenite all through here. That white part is all selenite. So basically they take some selenite, they take some jewels, some pretty little markings. That's a tree of life. And they take this right here is inside of it. You can't see it, but there in the top of there is a quartz crystal, and it has like a spiral, a copper spiral tied around it, and a copper spiral in the back. And it's said to channel the energy. And what they do is they put this together. There's some, looks like some pyrite on top of there. And what they do is, and it could be pyrite or it could be glitter. I'm not sure which one. But they put it all together and they put it in resin. And that's what makes it into this beautiful pyramid shape. These are great decorations, and they also have great energy because the crystals inside of them are real. I have a lot of these, by the way. Got like 10 of these, so I'm just going to show you these too. This is the other one. This was given to me as a gift, actually. And again, it has all kinds of crystals inside. I see an amethyst in the center. The coil goes around it. The coil is supposed to channel the energy. These are supposed to be great for energy coming in and out. And if you look inside of it, there's all kinds of little crystals at the bottom. And those little crystals, along with the color and the copper and everything else that's in here, is said to generate energy. And top of there, that black crystal, that's like black tourmaline. So you can make these with those little crystals as well. I love those. Those are really positive energy. Oh, you can make crystal trees too with little crystals. Check out this. So if you got little ones, you can make a crystal tree. These little ones are so perfect for crystal trees. This particular tree looks like they used copper and resin, and they just basically twisted the crystals onto the copper and then dug them into these probably pre-made trees. So you can do a lot of crafting with these. And these, I have another one here. These are wonderful to have around your home just for the positive energy. This one is made from citrine. Citrine is to draw in prosperity. And this one is made with rose quartz. Rose quartz is meant to draw in love. So if you want to create a crystal tree, that's another thing. Or buy a crystal tree, that's another thing they do with small crystals. You could also use them in candle magic. If you're doing some candle magic, if you're either lighting a candle for healing, or if you're doing a candle for love, you can take some of them little crystals and you can sprinkle them into your candle. And it depends on what happens, because a lot of times what happens is all the wax burns away and the crystals are still at the bottom of the candle, and they can actually be recycled like that if it's magic for yourself. So let's say you're doing some healing candles and you put some little teeny clear quartz in there. You might be able to retrieve them later and do them again, dependent, because sometimes the wax hardens around them and you'll never see them again. So since they're little crystals and they're very, very inexpensive, probably only cost you like a couple pennies each, you won't have a problem if you have to throw away the whole candle when you're done with your ceremony or your ritual. So that won't be a big deal. And the last one is jars. A lot of times we make honey jars or we make sugar jars. Now, when you make a honey jar, the purpose is to sweeten another person. A sugar jar too. So here is a honey jar that I have made for a client. And basically what this is you put inside of it what you need to sweeten. Let me give you an example. So let's say you had a fight with your mother, and again, and you want to sweeten your mother. You're fighting with her, you want to calm things down. It's not really a big deal, or maybe it is a big deal. It could be something that's been brewing for a while. You would take a jar like this and you would do a honey spell. Now, I won't get into how to do a honey spell because you can Google that and it's like 1,000 of them online. But one of the things I do when I make a honey jar is I drop in crystals. So for this particular one, you can't see them because they're all in here. But what I did was, this honey jar was to help a young lady who had a court case. So I popped in a few of those little teeny rose quartzes to sweeten the judge. She had a real difficult judge. So we wanted to sweeten him so she can get the best possible outcome. So I dropped a couple of those in there. And they were like the size of these, really small ones, you know? So I dropped a couple of those in there to strengthen that vibration of love and peace and calm. And the judge was a lot better, a lot kinder when she went to go see him. So this spell is already over. That court case is long gone. But I kept the jar as an example of how to make a honey jar. And like I said before, those rose quartz are very helpful with that. Okay? So that's what you can do with small crystals. It doesn't matter how big your crystal is. It still has the same energy. It still has the same properties. It's just that I find the larger ones easier to work with and easier for me not to lose. All right, so we have some positive comments. Barbara Ross said, "That's one thing as an empath. You must protect yourself. People will drain you." Barbara, you ain't never lied. People will drain you. And I feel really bad for a lot of empaths. I have a friend who's an empath, and I watch the energy vampires around her because she's so nice, you know, doesn't want to hurt anybody's feelings. She's so nice, and those energy vampires take advantage of that shit. So you have to be really careful. If you're an empath, you get drained, then who's going to take care of you, you know? Jordan Oliver, my boy, what's up? High five. Jordan said, people that latch on too quick, obsessively call you, and come on too strong, that's a red flag. They're an energy vampire that must be avoided. Great content, Queen. Jordan is right. That's exactly how they act. They latch on to you too quickly. They obsessively want to call you and talk to you. They come on too strong. A relationship has to be mutual, okay? So if you're constantly reaching out to a person, obsessively calling them, texting them, and they're never initiating, leave them alone. Leave them alone, because obviously they don't want to have the relationship that you want to have. Because if they did, it would be reciprocal. They would be contacting you. How are you? How have you been? It would be a back and forth. If you're constantly doing all the reaching, then that's somebody who really is not, they're not really engaging. They're not showing up in their relationship. So don't do that to people. Just back up off them and find you somebody who is interested in sharing your energy. Okay? All right, guys. Come back soon, because y'all know I got a lot more to say. See you later.